Hello, everyone. This is Selena with Selena Thinking Out Loud, bringing you another story time with God, and I hope this message finds you well on this second Sunday of the new year. Alrighty, if you have your 1 year life lessons from the Bible daily devotional, would you open with me to January 14th of this year, and let's jump in and see what God has for us to learn today. And it reads, "No problem is too big. Sarah. Is anything too hard for the Lord?" Genesis chapter 18, verse 14. After waiting so long in vain for a child, Sarah was skeptical, perhaps even cynical. Her 90-year-old skin was wrinkled, her eyesight was failing, her bones were creaking. No doubt her thoughts were focused on issues of geriatrics, not pediatrics. Yet here was God telling her and Abraham that they were about to become parents. The thought was outrageous, ridiculous, laughable. And so that's what Sarah did. She laughed to herself. Was it a sneering laugh? Was it a laugh due to embarrassment or shock? We're not told, but God heard her silent snickering and confronted her about it. "You don't believe me," he seemed to be saying. "What's the big deal about me causing you to have a son late in life? Hey, I'm God who created the universe out of nothing." Sarah tried to deny her disbelief in much the same way we do. I believe. Of course God is all-powerful. He can do anything, we claim. But then we turn around the next breath and focus on our problems. When we do, we become disillusioned, depressed, despondent. "It's terrible," we moan. "It's no use," we yelp. What hopeless situation are you facing today? Instead of looking at the size of your problem, why not meditate instead on the size of your God? Nothing at all is too hard for Him. Will you trust Him to work in your life today? God is all powerful. Are there any problems too hard for God? If you've ever been sick in your body, but you're healthy now, I would say no. If you were able to pay your rent or your mortgage this month and keep your lights on, I would say no. If you were able to wake up, get out of bed on your own, see the light of day coming from your window, I would say no. If after the doctor told you that you could not have children, but God blessed you anyhow, I would say no. That's where we find ourselves in the Word of God when it comes to Sarah. She was 90 years old, and God says, "I still have a blessing for you of a son." What? If I were Sarah, I would have probably been wondering if God was playing a joke on me too. Today we know how much energy, time, and attention and attentive responsibility it takes to raise a child, not let alone resources, So at 90 years old, Sarah was indeed probably tending to the needs of her own body, and its many changes. But God made a promise to Abraham and Sarah, and as we know, He kept that promise. I don't know how many people you have in your circle of family and friends who actually keep their word to you when they promise that they will do something for you. However, God never forgets, and if what you ask is in line with His purpose for your life, it is on the way. We live in a world where everything has to happen instantly or it's no longer valid or important. But when you decide to live a life in God's timing, He delivers on His promises when He sees that it will benefit you most or benefit you best. It says in the devotional today that God seems to say to Sarah, "What's the big deal about me, causing you to have a son late in life, right? What's the big rush? Who are you trying to impress? What is hanging over your head so low that we cannot trust and believe that God will provide? Nothing. And do you know why? Because in a blink of an eye, everything can be gone. Everything that we cause ourselves to fret over is temporary. That's why we have to replenish our food, go grocery shopping, buy new clothes, get a new vehicle, and even re-energize our own bodies. We have to sleep. We have to nourish our bodies with food, exercise. We also have to give our bodies, our minds, positive thoughts and spiritual food as well. And that's why today we are left with some questions to ponder in our devotional. What hopeless situation are you facing today? Instead of looking at the size of your problem, why not meditate instead on the size of your God? That's what it says here. I serve a mighty God who has brought personally me through a lot of things, up from my childhood through early adulthood to where I am today. And it's been things seen and unseen. He has brought you a long way too and led you to watch and listen to this particular message today as a reminder. He is listening to your prayers at night. He hears you when you cry out at night to him. Whether you are homeless on the street, in between jobs, have bills piling up, he is on the main line. How does that song go? Jesus is on the main line telling what you want. Yes, get in your prayer closet, take time to yourself and talk to God about what your needs are, what you desire, what you're hoping and have faith for that he is going to provide for you. Stop right now allowing your problems to overtake your life. You have a God who created the universe and created you in his image. I always say this saying now when I talk to people, and I always say, know that God is working on his purpose through you. That's why he woke you up this morning. So you are valuable indeed to him. He has work for you to do. And you're the only one that can deliver what he has for his people. And so, hey, lift your head up. And go out there confidently in this next week, knowing that God has you in the place. He has you in the building. He has you where he wants you to be, no matter how much you have, how much lack you have, or how much abundance you have, because he needs for you to be a blessing to someone else. And he can only use you to do that. Okay? So remember today, and as you go about throughout this year and throughout this week, know nothing is too hard for God. And you can learn more about the life of Sarah as it is depicted in the Bible in Genesis chapters 11 through 25. So I hope you enjoyed this story time with God and it was a blessing to you as much as it was a reminder and blessing to me. And I will talk to you guys in the comments below. Also, share with me your feedback or anything that you have learned from today's lesson. And yes, I will talk to you soon in the next video. Have a blessed week, guys. God bless you.